For longest of times, I perform live, like the pagan kings of old, and that means just going straight to my amplifier and hoping for the drummer not to play as loud as he usually does. And later on I realized that my performances were terrible because I couldn't hear myself, and the same applied to the rest of the band members. So I did a little bit of research and I found that monitoring was a thing. Of course, I was a kid, I didn't know how to do it, and that threw me into the world of monitoring mixing. And for those of you who are not familiar with the terminology, that means that you will be creating a mix for you to hear on stage while you're performing, that it's not the same that is being projected to the front of house. And after doing it for several years, I learned quite a lot of tricks, and that allowed me to experience the different methods on which you can monitor yourself. It all begins here at the stage plot, which is displaying the positioning of everything on the stage with its relationship with the musicians. Stage monitors are, basically speaking, speakers that are pointing at the musicians on the stage rather than the audience. And they come on all ways, shapes and forms. For example, the drum fill and the butt kicker, which is a specialized speaker that its only role is to make the drum stool vibrate to the beat of the music. And of course you got the angled ones that you have seen on every live performance video. And it's also preferred by guitar players to put their foot on while playing a guitar solo. Those have their benefits. One of them is that they punch you quite hard and you can feel the music, and that gets you excited and pumped and allows you to deliver a much better performance. But it comes with its caveats. For example, feedback, which is a horrible noise, and you know what it is? It sounds something similar like this. I didn't go loud, but you know exactly what that kind of sound is. And that's due to the fact that musicians, especially now that everybody's rocking wireless systems, like to move around, and that can create several problems. For this example, let's imagine that we got a microphone on the stage. One of those problems is the aforementioned feedback, which is caused by our microphone capturing the same sound coming out of the monitor speakers on the stage. Imagine that after the sound check, somebody moves that microphone around, changing its position in relationship with the speaker, which in turn increases the possibilities of capturing what is being blasted by the monitors. And since bands can't stop moving around, as you can see, the lesser noise on the stage, the lesser the problems. Otherwise, the audience will let you know if there is any feedback the only way they know how. And one of the solutions is this, in-ear monitoring. When it comes to in-ears, there are many things that we have to consider. One of the benefits of using in-ear monitoring is that you will be able to have a particular mix that is tailored for your own liking, and that means that you don't have to be blasted by the speakers on stage, allowing the mixing engineer, the one that is controlling the sound for the front of the house, to have a much more silent stage, which always works wonders, particularly speaking if you happen to be performing with the traditional loud drummer. And yes, I have tried several different kinds of in-ear monitors, from the cheapest of the cheap to some much more of the audiophile grade stuff, and I will show you in this video the one that I decided to use for now onwards. Introducing the Wave monitors by the people at Soundbrenner. For the purposes of this review, I spent the last month exclusively using these as my daily IEMs. I used them both in the studio, rehearsing and live, and thanks to its low impedance, it was quite easy to drive them using my headphone amps here at the studio, or driving them by hitting the stage using a Shure PSM 900 system, and even using them with my phone through the use of a simple DAC. These in-ears happen to have everything that I like, plus a little bit extra stuff that I will discuss with you. First, let's talk about ergonomics, because you are going to be rocking those bad boys for at least 2 hours straight every night while you are performing. And if you have a poor design on your headphones or on your in-ears, they become quite tiresome, and actually you start to develop some form of irritation inside of your ears because it's kind of uncomfortable due to the shape. I happen to like the shape of these guys. They are quite comfortable to wear, and they don't leave a dent on your ears, if you know what I mean. Also, the design allows for a much better seal, which in turn allows for a much better sound quality, which I will explain later. But yeah, they are quite nice when it comes to the shape and the way that they fit in your ears. Priced at $99, the build quality is robust and reliable, especially when compared to similar offerings in the same price range. When it comes to the sound signature of these guys, you got a little bit of extra bump on the low end, but in overall, it's a little bit of a flatter signal, which I happen to prefer. It's not overhyped on the highs or on the lows. You got just a little bit of an extra oomph when it comes to the low end, which will make the sound of the kick drum and the bass feel punchier, which in turn, while you're performing, will get you excited. If you got any question, let me know in the comment section down below, and also don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Let's continue. Hit the bell. When it comes to my own personal taste, I happen to always flock for something a little bit on the flatter end, because since I happen to be a studio rat and some form of audiophile myself, I like to listen to music in a clinical fashion. And that's one of the very reasons why I love the Wave in-ears. Because these guys allow me to make sure that whenever I do something on my guitar on the stage, for example, making sure that the guitar tone is correctly being projected to the audience, I can rest assured that whatever I do while monitoring the sound of my guitar on stage will be presented quite close to what I got in my ears. That's excellent for a product that is designed to be used by musicians on the stage. The in-ears comes with all sorts of goodies, a very nice and correct and sturdy pouch that will allow you to carry them around anywhere you want. And also the cable is fantastic. I gotta say that is one of the better cables that I have seen that comes bundled with an IM. The cable uses a very common 3.5mm plug and uses MMCX connectors, which are always a welcome, making them easy to insert and remove from the in-ears. And also the cord itself is tangle-free, as it presents no memory. Speaking of the tips, it's very important for you to pick the one that actually fits you correctly, because the better the seal means the better the sound quality and the better the acoustics of the headphones inside of your ears. 3 pairs of silicone and foam tips are included, covering small, medium, and large sizes. Using it in the studio has been amazing. They are quite comfortable to wear, as I explained to you before, but also the seal, it's quite good. So that means that no click will bleed into the microphones while tracking. That's excellent. And if you happen to be interested in getting a pair of these bad boys for yourself, there is an affiliate link in the description of this video, with which you are not only supporting this channel, but also you will be granted with a nice discount, so give it a look. So there you have it. As always, every product presented in this channel is stuff that we actually use because we actually like it. And when someone approached me and they showed me these bad boys, I give them a try, and I gotta tell you that being surprised since the beginning. Been rocking them for a while now, both using them on the stage and here in the studio, and they have performed amazingly well. Love the sound quality, love the comfort and the proper shape of them, and the overall package is fantastic. They come with everything you need, and I can assure you that you won't be disappointed. Actually, it's gonna surprise you, because they surprised me. So, thanks for joining, thanks for watching. If you want to support this channel, the best way to do it is by listening to music on Apple Music or Spotify, but also by joining us on Instagram and X, because that's the best way for you to get in touch with us in a much more personal basis. Now, as always, I gotta remind you that you should never let anybody tell you what to dream about, and remember that I will see you when I see you.